win viba silale ma 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 win.
Hey, Sambhavan Bokosi, come on in. So it's really a cool opportunity to make your place your own and to make stuff your own, just so you feel comfortable. Yo, this is where the magic happens. So a lot of volunteers like us have a garden, something like this or smaller or whatever your homestead might allow. But one of the blessings that's rad about Swaziland is that it rains during the growing season in the summer. And so it's really easy to grow things and a big variety of crops and all that. And it really makes a big impact on your diet as well, being able to eat fresh vegetables that you want, that you like. You can grow whatever you want. So we've been able to grow a whole bunch of different kind of herbs. Peppers grow really well here. Eggplant has taken off. We have some Swiss chard. Some basil does really well here. We've also got other things like carrots and tomatoes, broccoli, and a bunch of beets. And then we have some watermelon. We're growing more tomatoes here and some sweet potato and some garlic here. And we've also got our chickens there that we use for eggs and also use as like a chicken tractor to help with the fertilization of the garden. Alright, you see my hut, you see my garden? Ahamagate. So we, like every volunteer, we live on a homestead with a Swazi family. It can vary from 50 people to 2. We have, at our homestead, we just have the father and mother of the homestead. And so it's a bit more low-key than a lot of homesteads. But we've enjoyed it. We have, in our situation, it gives us our own space to do our thing and be ourselves. And but even there, we have a lot of neighbors that are close that we can interact with, and kids coming over and playing and having fun and all that.
Okay, homestead life is actually really good. Everyone has a different situation, but my family is really awesome, my host family. They were a really good match for me. They happen to really like dancing and have a lot of dance parties. I wouldn't consider myself the best dancer, but I definitely have busted a move or two. I've showed them how to do the worm. They're really great. They kind of let me come and go as I please. They're a great family. They treat me like a daughter, which not every family does, but I like it. It kind of makes me feel more at home.
My living situation is somewhat unique. I'm very, very fortunate to have a full home. It's a small government house with 2 bedrooms, a bathroom, a small kitchen, and a living room. And I know every day how lucky I am. However, I have to say that the very first day I walked into it, it was overwhelming in that it was totally empty. Cold, not terribly clean, water wasn't on, the lights weren't on, and it wasn't terribly inviting. I've changed the environment. I feel comfortable here now as other people do. I also live on a campus of a teacher resource center. So I don't have the homestead environment that others did. I missed that terribly when I first came from my training homestead. But quickly I realized I had to create a family here. And in the main building is a staff. There are 2 cleaning women at that main building, and there are 2 night watchman maintenance men. They are my home family now. This has become my homestead, and we're together all the time. We share meals together every day.
Not having running water has been one of the easiest transitions. We don't have to go to the river and gather water or anything. We have a tap on our homestead, but just the fact that you can't turn on the faucet and wash your hands seems like it's a big deal, but it really isn't. You adjust really quickly.
Not having running water is not as difficult as I thought it would be. There's running water in town, which is nice, and all the volunteers like to flock to showers whenever they see them. But it's actually not hard. I mean, it rains quite a bit in the rainy season, and you collect that water. And you know, you work something out with your family. It's not a problem. And bucket bathing is not nearly as scary as I thought it was going to be, but there's nothing like a real shower.
Yeah, so in our home we have electricity. I don't know the percentage, but I think most volunteers do have electricity, and it's nice. It's fairly reliable. It's on, I don't know, 98% of the time, and you know, you can charge your laptop or your iPod or whatever, and yeah, I mean, it's nice.
I would say come prepared, though, to be the 2% that does not have electricity, because you never know.
It might happen.
I didn't expect to have electricity in Peace Corps, and many volunteers do have electricity, but the fact that I don't have it in my house or on my homestead at all, at first was kind of difficult. It took me a few days to figure out how to charge my phone, and you come up with fairly creative ways to do that. I've actually met a lot of cool people through doing that. Different shop owners let me charge my phone, and I have like long conversations with them while I do that. I've utilized solar power, and I like to watch a lot of TV in America. I like to do that, and here I find myself reading a lot of books. I write in my journal a lot, and I listen to the radio, so it's actually, I kind of am glad I don't have it in some ways.
We were really excited about making our home here, because you're here for 2 years. This is your life for 2 years, and it's really important to make it your home and not just feel like you're visiting for 2 years, because that's can get annoying. So we've done a lot of building projects. We built most of the stuff that's in our house, and we've also spent a lot of time putting together a garden, and that has really kept us sane, and one of the things we enjoy most about being here.
To make my house my home, I knew, because of my history, that my environment at home affects my personality and my mood and my positive attitude. I had to make it comfortable. I had to make it pleasing. Even if no one came into it, it had to be pleasing to me. I did that with some fabrics on the window to warm it up. I love flowers in a vase. I indulged myself in a few pieces of furniture and found some people that helped me build a few tables and so forth. But one of my favorite additions came as a result of some friends who dug a fire pit out in the front yard, and we put some stumps around it, wooden stumps, and we have enjoyed that fire pit so many evenings. It's a gathering spot. It's just delightful. It costs practically nothing, and it's been a highlight of the home.
One, two. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So here we have pretty much the setup that all volunteers have. You have your pretty standard gas stove here. The tank's right back there. During PST, all volunteers get pots and pans and cutlery. In town, you can definitely go and buy more. That's no problem. Over here, I've got my spices, soy sauce, salt, oil, pretty much everything you need. So many volunteers don't have refrigerators, and so keeping food is a challenge to most volunteers. Here is what I've done. This is a linen bag that we got when we first got here to Swaziland, and I keep all my vegetables in here so it keeps the bugs out, and it doesn't keep the vegetables for too long, but I've found that the onions can stay for maybe a week or two, and the tomatoes maybe a couple days, but it works pretty well. Okay, so one great thing about being a volunteer is you can be really crafty with how you kind of set up your hut. Like over here, I made a makeshift closet out of a pole and some string that I've hung from the rafters. And it actually works pretty well, as you can see. Oh, hello guys. I didn't see you there. I'm just in my hammock, in my hut, enjoying a quick read. A lot of volunteers like to set up a hammock in their hut. It's a great way to relax and unwind after a long day of volunteering. So this is my mage and this is my babe. Enjoy, mage. Ay, siya pili na. Siya bonga. So here we have a JoJo tank. They're these big green tanks that you see all over the country, and they hold about 1,000 gallons of water. And my family just got this actually about a month ago, and you have no idea how much it's changed our lives. It's like being the first house on the block with a BMW. It's amazing. Oh. Sorry. Alright, so here we have a pretty typical latrine that most volunteers will have. Don't be afraid, it's fine. Every morning I wake up, I look at this view, I take in a deep breath, and it's beautiful. This is why I'm a volunteer. This is why I'm here.